Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt unsure? Have you ever wondered if you are actually attractive? It is a question that whispers in the back of our minds, especially in a world that is so obsessed with image and perfection. You might have friends who constantly reassure you. They tell you that you look stunning, that you have a wonderful smile, or that you light up a room. But when you hear these words, do you believe them? Or do you brush them off, thinking they are just being kind because they love you? It is a common struggle. In your own mind, your flaws seem to glow like neon signs. You see the asymmetry, the blemishes, the things you wish you could change. But your friends do not see that. They see the whole picture. So, how can you tell if you are truly attractive, even if your own brain refuses to accept it? It is time to silence that inner critic and look at the evidence. Today, we are going to explore 6 psychological signs that prove you are genuinely attractive, even if you do not think you are. Number 1 involves a fascinating phenomenon regarding how we view photographs of ourselves. Have you ever been scrolling through your digital albums or looking through old social media posts, and you stumble upon a picture of yourself from months or even years ago? You pause. You look at that version of you, smiling with friends or captured in a candid moment, and you think, wow, I actually looked really good there. You might even feel a pang of confusion. You remember that on the day that photo was taken, you felt insecure. You likely criticized your hair, your outfit, or your posture. But now, with the passage of time, those flaws seem to have vanished. You just see a vibrant, attractive person. Yet, if you take a selfie today, that old critical voice comes rushing back instantly. Why does this happen? There is actually a scientific explanation for this. A study conducted in 2010 by psychologist Tal Isle and behavioral scientist Nicholas Epley sheds so much light on this experience. They found that time creates a psychological distance, a shift in perspective from the concrete to the abstract. When you look at a photo of yourself taken today, you are looking at it through a microscope. You are analyzing every pixel. You are hyper-focused on the tiny details, a stray hair, a small bump on your skin, the way your shirt folds. You are judging yourself based on immediate, harsh scrutiny. However, when months or years pass, that microscope is replaced by a wide-angle lens. You stop seeing the pixels and start seeing the picture. You see the essence of who you were in that moment. You see the happiness in your eyes, the warmth of your smile, and the energy you were projecting. This abstract view is actually much closer to how strangers and friends see you every single day. They do not count your pores. They experience your presence. So, this gives us a wonderful tool for reality testing. If you can look at an old photo and see beauty that you ignored at the time, it is proof that your current self-criticism is also a lie. You are just as beautiful now as you were then. You just haven't had enough time to forgive yourself for being human yet. Trust the you from the future who will look back at today's photos and say, I looked amazing. Number 2 is a sign that often gets misinterpreted as awkwardness. It is when people seem nervous or behave differently around you. When you find someone incredibly attractive, how do you behave? Do you stay perfectly cool, calm, and collected? Probably not. You might feel a sudden rush of adrenaline. Your palms might get sweaty. You might stumble over your words or suddenly forget how to form a coherent sentence. We often become clumsy or shy in the presence of beauty because we care about the impression we are making. Now flip the script. Have you noticed that new acquaintances sometimes act a bit jittery around you? Maybe a barista fumbles with your cup, or a colleague seems to lose their train of thought when you make eye contact. It is easy to think, oh no, do I have something on my face? Am I being intimidating? But the reality is often much more flattering. They might be struck by your attractiveness. Beauty has a power. It can be disarming. If you notice that people tend to fidget, blush, or act a little strange when you are near, it is highly likely that they are feeling that same nervous awe that you feel when you see your celebrity crush. Instead of assuming you are making them uncomfortable with your personality, consider that your radiance might just be a little overwhelming for them. It is a form of flattery that doesn't use words. It is the body language of admiration. Number 3 is about the digital world we live in. You receive a surprising amount of messages on social media. We live in an era where connection is often digital first. Think about your inbox. Do you often get friend requests from people you barely know? Do you receive messages that seem to come out of nowhere, people reacting to your stories, sending you emojis, or trying to start a conversation with a simple, hey? When you are insecure, you might interpret this as annoyance. You might think, who are these people? What do they want? But let us look at this through the lens of attraction. People are naturally drawn to what they find visually appealing. If you post a selfie and suddenly the floodgates open, even if it is just a few unanticipated messages, it is a signal. It takes courage to message a stranger or a distant acquaintance. Most people will only take that risk if they are motivated by genuine interest. These people are seeing you without the baggage of your internal monologue. They do not know that you were having a bad day when you took the picture. They do not know about your insecurities. They just see the image, and they like what they see enough to reach out. This constant, low-level buzz of attention is a strong indicator that you have a magnetic quality. You are catching eyes in the digital crowd, which is not an easy thing to do in a world saturated with images. Number 4 is a classic sign, but one that anxiety loves to twist. You catch people staring at you. This is a scenario I hear about so often in my coaching sessions. You are sitting on the subway or standing in line at the coffee shop, and you feel eyes on you. You turn your head, and someone quickly looks away. what is your first thought? For many of us, the immediate assumption is negative. Is there spinach in my teeth? Is my hair messy? Do I look weird? We begin to run through a mental checklist of everything that could be wrong with our appearance. We assume the stare is critical, but I want you to pause and think about your own behavior. When you see someone who is strikingly beautiful or has a wonderful sense of style, what do? You look, you stare. Humans are visual creatures. We are hardwired to look at things that please us. We appreciate symmetry, style, and grace. When you catch someone looking at you and they quickly avert their gaze, it is usually because they have been caught admiring you. They are embarrassed to be seen staring, not because they were judging you, but because they were enjoying looking at you. So, the next time this happens, resist the urge to check your teeth. Instead, take a deep breath and affirm to yourself, they are looking because I am worth looking at. Their eyes are likely focused on your eyes, your smile, or your overall vibe. Rest assured, it is rarely about a bug on your face. It is about the beauty in your face. Number 5 is perhaps the most confusing sign of all. You do not get many compliments when you expect them. This sounds contradictory, doesn't it? We tend to think that attractive people are showered with praise from morning until night. We imagine their lives are a constant stream of "you look gorgeous" and "I love your hair." But in reality, the opposite is often true. There is a psychological phenomenon where people assume that attractive people already know they are attractive. When people see someone who appears confident and put together, they think, she must hear it all the time. I don't need to tell her. It might even be annoying for her. They assume you are overflowing with validation, so they stay silent. They might feel that their compliment would just be a drop in the ocean. Or they might feel intimidated, thinking that a compliment from them wouldn't matter to someone like you. Think about a time you wore an incredible outfit. You felt great. You looked in the mirror and thought, this is it. And then silence. You went to the party and nobody said a word. It is crushing. You start to think, maybe I look terrible. But actually, people were likely thinking, wow, she looks amazing. But they kept it to themselves because your beauty felt like a given fact, like the sky being blue. It didn't feel like it needed pointing out. On the flip side, we often compliment people when we want to boost their spirits, or when they have made a significant effort that is out of their norm. If you are consistently attractive, people adapt to that being your baseline. So, do not let the silence fool you. The absence of compliments is often a sign of intimidation or the assumption of your high status. It is a silent applause. Finally, let us discuss number 6. This is a sign that requires you to listen closely to how people react to your feelings. Sign number 6 is that people are genuinely shocked when you mention your insecurities. Have you ever opened up to a friend or a partner about something you dislike about your appearance? Maybe you confessed that you hate the shape of your nose, or that you feel like you need to lose weight. And in response, they looked at you with total confusion or even frustration. They might say, "What are you talking about? Are you crazy? I would kill to look like you." This reaction is very telling. It is not just them being polite. It is a cognitive disconnect. To them, your insecurity makes zero sense because it contradicts the reality they see. They view you as a complete, attractive package. When you zoom in on a flaw, they are baffled because that flaw either doesn't exist to them or it is so minor that it is completely overshadowed by your beauty. If people often seem surprised, dismissive, or even a little angry when you criticize yourself, take that as a massive compliment. It means your self-perception is drastically lower than the world's perception of you. It means the problems you see are invisible to everyone else. You are fighting a battle with a ghost. Listen to their shock. Trust their confusion. It is an objective mirror telling you that you are being far too hard on yourself. So there we have it. 6 signs that the world sees a beauty in you that you might be missing. The old photos that look better with time. The nervous energy of people around you. The social media messages from strangers. The lingering stares in public. The surprising lack of compliments due to assumptions. And the genuine shock people feel when you reveal your insecurities. I want you to take a moment to let this sink in. Why is it so hard for us to accept our own beauty? Why do we trust a bad mood more than we trust the evidence? Psychology tells us that we have a negativity bias. We are wired to scan for threats and problems, even in the mirror. We think that by finding our flaws, we can fix them and be safe. But you do not need to be fixed. You need to be seen by yourself. True attractiveness is not just about bone structure or having the perfect outfit. It is about the light that shines from within. But even on a purely physical level, you are likely far more appealing than you give yourself credit for. The phrase "beauty is in the eye of the beholder" is a cliché for a reason, because it is true. But remember that you are the only beholder who looks at you with a filter of fear and judgment. Everyone else is just looking at you. I encourage you to try a little experiment this week. When you look in the mirror, try to look at yourself as if you were a stranger. Look at yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Look for the things that make you unique. And if you catch someone staring at you on the street, instead of looking down, try offering a small smile. You might just make their day, and you will prove to yourself that you are a person of value and connection. We often wait for permission to feel beautiful. We wait for a specific number on the scale or a specific compliment from a specific person. But you do not need to wait. The signs are already there. The world is already reflecting your beauty back to you. You just need to wipe the steam off your internal mirror to see it. Start embracing these signs. When you see an old photo, use it as proof of your current beauty. When someone is nervous, offer them warmth to bridge the gap. When silence meets your best outfit, wear it with pride anyway, knowing you left them speechless. And when you feel insecure, remember that your friends are likely confused by your doubts because they see a star where you see a shadow. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these signs resonated with you the most? Do you struggle with looking at old photos? Do you find people staring? Let us start a conversation about self-love and perception. Sharing your story can help someone else feel less alone. If you found this video helpful or uplifting, please click the like button and share it with a friend who might need a confidence boost. Maybe send it to that friend who never believes you when you tell them they are beautiful. Let us spread this message of kindness. Do not forget to subscribe to Happy Aura and hit the notification bell icon so you never miss a video. We have so much more content planned to help you navigate your emotional world, build your confidence, and find your inner peace. We are here for you every step of the way. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is an honor to be part of your day. Remember, you are worthy of love. You are worthy of kindness. And yes, you are attractive inside and out. As we close this chapter today, I want to leave you with a final affirmation. I invite you to say it with me, either out loud or quietly in your heart. I see myself with eyes of love. I am more than my reflection. I am radiant. Repeat that whenever the doubt creeps in. I see myself with eyes of love. It is a practice, like building a muscle. The more you say it, the more you will begin to believe it. And one day, you will look in the mirror, and the stranger looking back will not be a critic, but a friend. Life is too short to spend it at war with your appearance. Your body is the vessel that allows you to hug your loved ones, to dance to your favorite songs, to taste delicious food, and to explore this beautiful planet. It deserves your gratitude, not your judgment. Think about the HelloFresh box we sometimes talk about. Nourishing your body with good food is an act of self-respect. In the same way, nourishing your mind with kind thoughts is essential for your spirit. You feed your body with vegetables and proteins. Feed your mind with acceptance and praise. It is interesting how we treat guests in our homes better than we treat the resident of our own bodies. We would never point out a guest's flaws the moment they walked through the door. So why do we do it to ourselves every morning? Let us change that hospitality. Welcome yourself home with grace. I know this journey is not a straight line. Some days will be harder than others. Some days the old insecurities will whisper loudly. That is okay. It is part of being human. Just remember the 6 signs. They are your anchor. They are the objective truth in a subjective world. You are magnetic. You are compelling. You are enough. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Your comments, your likes, your stories, they make Happy Aura what it is. A safe haven, a community of growth. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your beautiful self. Goodbye.